Всем привет! Итак, что такое трансформация? Для каждого это что-то свое, и какие-то события в жизни заставляют нас трансформироваться, познавать себя, узнавать себя, идти глубже в себя, и что-то по-настоящему менять. Сегодня в Тае проходит конференция для женщин, трансформационная конференция, которая поможет женщинам понять себя по-другому. Доброе утро всем! Раннее утро, здесь огромное количество людей, еще нас не пускают, но вот вы уже видите, что на раунде происходит, какие-то чудеса, что же нас ждет сегодня, очень интересно. Более 20 спикеров здесь, интересные темы. Я выбрала тему number one. Это тема о представлении нового представления себя в интимной сфере и что будет в мире с интимной темой. Это соприкасается немного с тем, что я затрагиваю, какую тему я затрагиваю в фильме. И посмотрим, как это будет, что расскажет, что же нового нас ждет в мире, и что мир подготовил для нас. Очень любопытно. Буду рассказывать дальше и покажу нескольких спикеров, моих любимых.
Best friend once told me, it is not good to be better. We actually need to be the best version of ourselves in order to change the world. And I believe with everybody here today and your presence here today, change has already begun. So
I know that in her world, I'm giving her some safety. And I hope today, each one of us sitting here will find the strength in our conviction, strength and courage in our own being, to find little ways to respond, find little ways to challenge the stereotypes around us, so that together we make a world which is safe for all, better for all, equal for all. Thank you so much.
To those women, I would suggest there is power in numbers, and the best chance you have is in rallying together. Even all the change that I make isn't by myself, it's with an army of women behind me. And so I would say form that wall of women, because together I believe in what you can achieve. But I wouldn't suggest ever doing this on your own. Activism is never supposed to be just one person leading the charge. It's supposed to be a group effort. And so that is the main advice I would give you, is to make sure that you all hold each other accountable to your own safety. Like numerous films for aliens and monsters and dinosaurs, but they still can't write a substantial role for women. They find extraterrestrials easier to write franchises and movies about than us. How complicated are we? I really don't know. But either way, now that we're starting to see more female writers like Phoebe Waller-Bridge come in and have tremendous success, I think that's going to get better. But I've put acting down for a while to pursue full-time activism. I'm properly walking the walk. And so this is until I have gotten my company, I Weigh, which is an activism platform, up off the ground. I will not be taking any acting roles. And if I do return to acting, it'll have to be in something that I feel is moving the narrative for women forward.
Any familiar faces out there? And
that is still stuck in the idea that being male means aggressive, gives you the permission to invade other people's spaces.
okay.
That would be my idea.
And Pascal. Thank you, Kumar.
I see that as an offense from culture, from tradition, that they impeach ourselves to express our emotions.
On rights, it's sort of able to change some of the prejudices, biases, and attitudes. And that's why I think it's
Yours or other people's
Well,
prejudices,
yourself.
biases? Yours.
You have to convince yourself. You have to have that conviction before you can go and change other people.
I think this is exactly the point. Sure, there's going to be, whenever you have such a profound shift in anything in life, there is of course going to be a bumpy patch in the middle.
What do you think, Pascal? Do you like the word free in mind? How do you feel about a woman who's free in mind?
The easy answer to that is when you have a status quo, where one group is benefiting from having more power, that group is always going to be threatened by anything that changes the status quo. It's as simple as that.
So about it, you force this. You even make it. I don't want to use.
So would you admire a woman who's like this?
Absolutely.
Would you want this woman to be your
I have to tell you one simple thing. I know we always ask and seek others in order to invest in us. But sometimes you do your work and don't worry about others. They will come to you. You don't have to go to them. A lot of people don't understand this formula, but I really had to, I did not go to anyone. I was even at the White House in 2015, and they told me, how come the White House contacted me? But I did not call the White House, right? You don't just call them like, hey, I want to go to the White House, I need to Barack Obama. I did not do this. I was focusing on myself, where I'm heading, and it would attract the right people back to my life. So I was invited to...
There's a moral to the story, and I want you to end the moral of the story about beating up people.
Yeah.
You were telling me yesterday after this story, and you were like,
Oh yeah.
you know what?
I remember now.
Yeah.
I was jet lagged, but I remember. I have to tell you something, because a lot of people think about martial arts and self-defense is more violent. Well, we teach people how to fight in order not to fight. Once you learn how to fight, you will never ever use it, and you will never even get yourself in trouble, because your body language will speak louder. You will have confidence. And when you walk in the street, people can sense your energy. If you're walking nervously, if you're walking confidently, that you don't really care because you're trained, they will stay away from you. So you're not going to attract what you're afraid of. Because we always attract things that we're afraid of. So you're going to be confident enough that it doesn't matter anymore. So you're not afraid of getting attacked. Because I know that's the women's biggest fear, to get attacked. That's why once you go and dig in that place where you're afraid of, go get training. Join She Fighter, become a trainer, change your life, and then you will never attract any bad energy toward your life, because you already built this, energy around you that will protect you forever.
Lina Khalife, ladies and gentlemen.
Once he grabbed, you cannot wait for too long. Okay? Because they will go harder if they know you're gonna resist. You're gonna cross both your arms from the top, hitting both his bones together and going down, releasing both your hands.
You try it. You can try it with your partner.
You wanna try it?
You try it. You can try it. Stand up, stand up.
Jump through the wall, crash through the wall, go under the wall, whatever it is, to where you are today. Who wants to start?
And that paved the way for a global movement for all women to stand up against aggression of power in all sorts of economic and social systems, right? So I actually believe that how we navigate through our vulnerability dictates our ability to connect. And that's what's missing in the world. There's a lack of empathy. And what's going on now is that there's shame everywhere. But once you're able to nurture empathy within yourself and within other people, it creates a hostile environment for shame.
What if they ask me that question if I'm gay? So for 15 years on my own show, I've always denied being gay. Or if I leaked out on the internet, and yes, we're going out, and yes, I am gay. And the only reason, hopefully, in the next year or two, hopefully, we will get to see that law where men or women of the same sex will be able to get married here in Thailand. And I know that will happen within a year or two, and we're gonna make it happen.
That is an authentic answer on its own.
It's just me, and I don't know how my mom raised me, but probably it's because she never had any expectation from me. They never tell me what to be or what to do, and they don't care how I do in school. And I never getพิเศษ, they never really.
But you have to laugh every day. So if you break your glass, glass broken. If your company did not IPO, it's okay. If you lose $1 million, it's okay. So next year, 2020, I'm gonna wake up, look in the mirror, I'm gonna be like, fuck life. I'm gonna laugh every day. Laugh every day, guys. Laugh every day.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is just male, whatever it is.
Minutes is these layers of intimacy in our lives, this part of being human that is so core. Some women from the ages of 18 to 95, and they ask them, how do you bring yourself to orgasm? How do you essentially touch yourself? How do you masturbate? And this is sort of being experimented with in labs at the moment. It's very early days. It can be developed in Singapore. Hasn't taken off yet. Wonder why. So you could download this in the App Store. That we've forgotten how to look up and have a conversation with someone else. Are we just that disinterested in our partners that when we come home we just can't be bothered with them? And yet Gatebox can. She's great. She knows if you're in a bad mood or not. To really know oneself, you have to know our bodies, right? What's going on in our bodies, in our minds, in our spirits, intimacy with another, that connection that you feel.
To women that are not, unfortunately have happened to them, not positions they've put themselves in. And then there are other times where we as women will put ourselves in positions to further our careers or further whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish, and that never has to be an option. But I suppose it is a very personal question about what the personal cost is for the level of fame or money that you want to acquire in your lifetime.
Give me something with a bit more meat around, or something not so stereotyped.
Well, my next film, I'm going to do an action film. My next film is going to be, it's going to have action in it, but it's a story-driven action film with Michael Keaton and Sam Jackson. So I'm the female lead.
Amazing.
You have to sort of look at things and go, what's my value in this equation? And how do I come in and bring something that those men don't? And that's really sort of where I'm at in anything, it's just sort of, that is the way it is. So I don't want to stop being a strong female. When I tell you guys like the letters I get from people, I've gotten letters that would make you weep for days.
คุณต้องคิดแล้วว่าเฮ้ยเดี๋ยวคนนี้เดี๋ยวเขาก็ต้องท้องเดี๋ยวเขาก็ต้องลาคลอดถ้าอย่างนั้นเราสู้ไม่จ้างดีกว่าไหมจ้างผู้ชายดีกว่าหรือว่าอะไรแบบเนี้ยมันมีความรู้สึกนั้นอยู่แต่อย่างน้อย
And their reach. It's like trying to navigate the room in the dark, but we have to be stubborn. The word stubborn doesn't get the rep it deserves. I'm proud to say that I'm stubborn. I'm proud to say that I was raised by stubborn women, and I'm proud to say that I grew up in a community surrounded by these women. What this word really means is regardless of the circumstances, regardless of whether people tell you you can or can't do something, you do it.
An issue that you wanted to voice. It's usually something that people end up not doing because you get ganged up on a bit. And it's happened, I've seen it multiple times where like female cooks have spoken up about something and just completely been shut down. If you have family and things like that,
Ну что, а вы готовы к трансформации? Какой у вас сейчас период? Может быть, именно сегодня что-то заставит вас задуматься и трансформировать то, что есть внутри вас. Удачи!